I'm so sleepy, my eyes have turned small. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. In our channel, we are reading Ram, son of Ikshvaku, and in our previous video, we ended chapter 9. Today, we shall start chapter 10.
It's the festival of Rakhi. Roshni, a petite young woman, had tied a golden thread Rakhi on Bharat's right hand, and he was admiring it. Quite a few days have passed after the recognition ceremony. Lakshman and Shatrughan had already worn their Rakhi, which represented the promise of protection. Roshni had tied the Rakhi threads to the youngest first. They were all in the magnificent royal garden of Ayodhya. The palace is high up on the hill and the view was breathtaking. The garden was like a botanical reserve, filled with flowering trees. There were borders of lush green grass that looked like a geometric symmetry of a carpet. However, as we know, Ayodhya no longer had that kind of money it had. Maintenance was really hard and ugly bald patches were visible. Out of tradition, Roshni applied the ceremonial sandalwood paste on Bharat's forehead. She was Manthara's daughter. She was beautiful, just like her mother. But in character, she was completely different. She was dainty, small-boned, gentle, childlike, and soft-spoken. She was simple and was wearing a white upper garment with cream-colored dhoti. She wore a bracelet of Rudraksh beads. Her solemn face was adorned with wavy hair tied in a neat ponytail. The most beautiful part of her was her eyes. Innocent, tender, compassionate, like a yogini, one who had discovered union with God. Bharat gifted her a pouch full of gold coin. Giving gifts and offering money had become a ritual of this Rakhi ceremony. However, Roshni did not approve of that. Out of protest, she says Bharat that she is elder to him and it is not appropriate to take money. However, she was willing to accept the promise of protection. And Bharat jokes, saying, "You're Mantharaji's daughter. Why would you even need money?" She was hurt by this remark, and Ram noticed it. It pained Roshni that she and her family had so much wealth, and there were people out there marred with poverty. Everybody knew how Roshni was. She avoided everything that reflected her wealth. Parties, moving around with escorts. She even gave away her money to charitable causes. She also used her medical skills to help the needy. Shatrughan then tells Roshni that Roshni Didi, you're lucky that Bharat Dada has accepted getting the Rakhi tied from a woman. And Lakshman says, our Dada certainly loves women, but not necessarily as a brother. And Roshni, she knew Bharat's reputation with women. So she jokingly asks Bharat, have you found your dream woman? Bharat says that he has, but she only disappears when he wakes up. While everybody was laughing over the matter, Ram knew that Bharat was hiding his pain with jokes. He was not yet over with Radhika. So Ram decided to intervene for his Rakhi tying part. At that very moment, Vashisht was passing by, and Lakshman immediately became stern and looked out everywhere for possible threats. He was still firm with his idea that something was going on and somebody was trying to hurt Ram Dada. Ram, however, had his Rakhi tied and promised to protect her forever. All of a sudden, something happened, and Lakshman screamed, "Dada!" and lunged forward towards Ram, pushing him aside. Lakshman's massive strength threw Ram back, and at that very moment, a huge branch landed with a loud thud at the very spot where Ram was standing. It smashed Lakshman's shoulder, cracking his collarbone. Blood gushed in a horrified flow. "Lakshman!" screamed all of his brothers and rushed towards him. Lakshman was taken to the Ayur Alay, and a few moments later Roshni informed that he'll be all right. Everybody was waiting anxiously. Vashisht, Ram, Bharat, Shatrughan. Sumitra's eyes were clouded with tears. So Roshni said that there will be no permanent damage and your son will recover soon. We are lucky that the branch missed his head. Lakshman opened his eyes in a large room. He was lying on a bed and his shoulder was supported. He couldn't see well and it was dark. Finally, in that darkness, he found red-eyed Ram. Ram touched Lakshman's head gently, and Lakshman said, "Dada, the tree." And Ram said, "Thank you for saving my life, Lakshman." However, Lakshman was still thinking that it was some kind of conspiracy by Guruji. Ram calmed him down, and he was already crying. Lakshman understood it. But Ram told him to relax and not talk and try to sleep. A week had elapsed after that incident. Lakshman was better now. Roshni entered the Ayur Alay with fresh new medicines. Lakshman inquired of his brothers. Roshni, while giving him the bowl of medicine, informed him that they had gone back to the palace to bathe and change into fresh clothes. Lakshman took his medicine and said yak, and Roshni said the yuckier it is, the better. She asked him of his health and how he was feeling, and Lakshman said that there was still numbness in the left shoulder. Roshni said that it was because of the painkillers. And Lakshman said, "I don't need painkillers." And Roshni said, "Maybe you can tolerate pain, but as long as you are my patient, you have to take painkillers." Lakshman said, "Spoken like a true sister," which Roshni corrected and said, "Spoken like a doctor." Lakshman saw Roshni's face and realized she was thinking of something, so he asked. To which Roshni said, "Your brothers were beside you all this time. Your mother, your stepmothers, they were all here, and they only went back to the palace to sleep. But you must know that Ram refused to leave this room for an entire week. He did a lot of things that the nurses should have done." Roshni also shared that one night when she came in, she heard Ram say that, "Don't punish my brother, punish me." Lakshman was disheartened and said, "Yes, he blames everything on himself. Everybody has made his life a living hell. How can somebody blame him? He was just born that day. We lost to Lanka because they fought better." Roshni asked him to calm down and said, "Lakshman, you don't have to." But Lakshman didn't stop. He was angry that not a single insult has been missed when his brother has been named. He has been called inauspicious, he has been called cursed, unholy. And yet he stands strong, no matter what. He cannot even hate anybody. He cannot even resent. He could have spent every day, every moment hating everybody who hates him, but he didn't. He chose a life of honor. He never lies. Did you know, Roshni Didi? He never lies. Lakshman ended up crying while he was talking about Ram. And he went on that one night he was riding and he got badly hurt and his mother was angry. But Ram Dada lied to save him, even though he never lies. Ram Dada knew that he was tainting his soul just with one lie. but he did it for me, and yet people call him. Roshni stepped forward and wiped away Lakshman's tears, but nothing could hold. Lakshman kept on saying that there will come a time when the world will know what a great man he is. Dark clouds cannot hide the sun forever. One day everybody shall know what a great man Dada is. To which Roshni said softly, I already know.